In this video, we're going to walk through two examples of how you make change. The first one, we have a customer comes up and purchased 2 bottles of water, and they each cost 99 cents. Now, for each of the two examples we're covering here, we are going to assume a 5% sales tax, so that'll be 1.05 times our subtotal. So in this case, our subtotal is 198, and then we add 10 cents of sales tax. That gives us a total of $2.08. So this is us right here on the left side by the register, and on the right side we have the customer, and the customer gives a $20 bill. So we need to figure out how we make change for this. Okay, well, we have a total of $2.08, and the customer has given us $20. Well, I'm going to put a formula up top here, and basically the change is going to be equal to the amount of cash we received minus the total. Now that can be a negative number, which would mean the customer would actually owe us more money, but we won't do any examples of that. So the customer gave us $20.08, and we subtract the total of $2.08. $20.08 minus $2.08 comes out to a total of $17.92 change due. And one of the ways we can double check and make sure we give them back the right amount is to count it out when we give it back to them. So, okay. We start with the $2.08 total, and then we add 92 cents. So I've got 92 cents there. 92 cents plus $2.08 is $3. And then we want to bring our total up to $5, so we add in 2 ones, and that brings our total up to $5. Then we add a $5 bill, and that brings our total up to 10. And then we add a $10 bill, and that brings our total up to 20. And what we're trying to do is we want to think of it as a balancing equation. So in this case, the customer has given us $20 in cash, and we have to balance that out with $20 an equivalence of merchandise plus cash. So in this case, we are giving them $2.08 in merchandise and $17.92 in cash. So we're giving them $20 worth of stuff, cash and merchandise, and they're giving us $20 worth of cash. And in that case, the transaction balances out. Now let's take a look at a second example here. Customer comes in and purchases a hammer, and we're going to say it costs $9.89. Then they purchase a battery charger or battery tester, and we're going to say it costs $29.99. Okay, we add these two together, and then we got to add our sales tax, which is 5% times the subtotal, which would be I think the subtotal is $39.98 in this case, and our sales tax would be $2. So okay, we add the $2 on that, and that brings us to a grand total of $41.98. And this customer decides to pay in cash and decides to give us a $50 bill. Okay, so we have to figure out how we make change for that. Okay, well, we have $50 cash received, and our total is $41.98. Now, if you remember our formula from earlier, change is going to equal cash received minus the total. So we take $50 and subtract $41.98, and that gives us a total of $8.02, and that's the amount of change due. And of course, there's a way to double check this. So we count out 2 cents to bring us up to $42, and then we count out 3 ones to bring us up to $45. And then we count out a $5 bill to bring us up to $50, and then we end up giving the customer their $8.02 back. And we think of the transaction again like this, where the customer gave us $50 in cash, and we have to balance that out in some combination. So we give them a combination of merchandise and change that's going to be equal to the $50 in cash they gave us. And in this case, so they get $41.98 in merchandise and $8.02 in change. And this wraps up our tutorial on how to make change. Thank you for watching.